I want to send a big shout out to everybody on the MJMG Presents app. Shout out to our big fan base. I see Russia in on the check-in already. Shout out to Ivan on the check-in. Shout out to everybody on Instagram that's jumping in right now. I see you. We got another good show. You know, every Monday we bring you, we call it, we humanize the superheroes. You know, a lot of times we look at the rewards. We look at what people achieved and we don't know the path that it took to get there. There's always a story. And like I always mention, we bring education and entertainment. So we're not going to fall short today. So we just making sure everything is going on. Shout out to everybody on Apple TV, Google TV, and all the rest of the TVs. I'm your host, Brooklyn. And I can't wait to look for, I just got a text message. I got a text message from a friend of mine, and he said, I can't believe you're actually going to have words with this individual. He said he's been following this individual forever. Shout out to my man, Jay, who's really excited to hear the conversation and what we're going to be building on today. So tell a friend to jump on. What we're going to do right now, we're going to make sure all the wheels and bearings are working. So we're going to go into a video real quick just to warm things up. We're going to warm some things up with this video. Make sure everything is going on. But tell a friend to jump on. What's going on, MJMG Presents? Let's check this out real quick and we're going to get on with the set. But let's get this going.
SHU Studio, we get busy.
They move, searching us for guns, snatching off our jewels, believing us with drugs, uncuff us by the school, and hope we make a sell with someone shaded with our hue. Now the pit bulls turn to poodles, and yoga pants joggers dodging the doodle. And that broke drunk bum by the store is replaced by that white woman stumbling out the bar. Now every other corner got a bar. They party so hard, but the cops will never call. They drinking hella liquor and smoking in the street, but I walk down the block, they asking for ID. Gentrification.
I was Brooklyn before hipsters. Like, I grew up in Brooklyn when you ain't want to come to Brooklyn.
They said they built the buildings to decrease the killings. The killings been dropping before they dropped the building. They closed down the centers to stack higher ceilings. And yeah, they built a few parks, but not for the children. That's the budget. You use it or lose it. Contact investment. The realtors will use it. Contract themselves so they pocket in the change. And to throw a few bones, they add in a Jewish name. That's why the rent keep going up. And work keeps slowing up. And out of towners keep showing up. And the law keep choking us. I know the talk been surface, but all I see is surface. Buildings with no curtains, pushing that this is worth it. Working on my nerve ends. And homeowners are nervous. Gentrification.
What kills me is we've been screaming change forever. And now that things have changed and they act like we ain't never partaken that.
Let's do the math. Minimum wage ain't enough just to pass, so we pause, can't pass. Can't afford a better pad with that one room cash. With 3 roommates, a dog and a cat. So some moving out, others moving south. Some downsizing, trying to stretch it out. I heard some argue, but the times are better though. Ask yourself, who's it really better for? They even stole the culture, my spray can's missing. Now they call it street art, graffiti got evicted. It was vandalism until they took an interest. Wouldn't even credit us, but now they add interest. They ain't wanna invest in hoods when we need it. Now they wanna be in it, talk about they cleaning it. Offering us Wi-Fi, kick us out, high five. Malcolm Ben said it, they want us on the outside. Gentrification.
They can buy the land at a lower price. Then they move all the people out, raise the property value, and sell it at a profit. Now what we need to do is we need to keep everything in our neighborhood, everything.
Shout out to everybody that's jumping on right now. I see you. We're gonna get moving on the set right now. I'm just making sure. I know people on the app were saying they was having a difficult time, but we are live and direct. Without further ado, we got an individual, Coach Kevin Kim, known as Kev Kim. The brother has a story of deep redemption. You know, making a difference while making a change. One of my favorite quotes that I came across, he says, stop trying to skip the fucking struggle because it builds character. And this individual today has deep character. Not only deep character in history, but prevailing through it all. to make a difference in life today while continuing to do the things he loves. Without further ado, let's give a round of applause to our guest, Coach Kevin Kim. How you doing, my brother?
What up, baby boy?
What's going
New York,
on?
Brooklyn in the house.
We are here. We are most definitely here. Oh, my brother. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for jumping on the show. You show a deep presence of strength and commitment, my brother. You could have easily been like, nah, I ain't got it today. But you here with us, so I want to thank you for that.
Man, count all my blessings. People might think it's corny, but all blessings go from my story and what I know my path has been in my journey, man. All glory to God, because He's the one that saved me by grace, bro. And I've been through some rough patches.
I respect that. I would like to start the conversation from your early years. I know, in school, numbers was like your thing. Could you take me back to the younger you and the mind that you would go, because going through your story, like now we have so much attention to all different types of behavioral things or all kind of attention. Like back then it was like, no, something's wrong with, or this is good. But could you talk about you as a youth and the mind frame, and we build the story up from there?
So, growing up in the ghetto and the projects, in California, Los Angeles, Killer Cali, at a young age, I grew up an alcoholic mom, very abusive, no father, no guidance, just the projects I grew up in. And, I was diagnosed with ADHD. And, back then they didn't know how to diagnose, but just medicate. So, my mom took me to the doctors because if you put me in a room with 30 kids, man, I was bouncing off the walls, right?
Okay.
So like, man, there's something wrong with this kid. So they put me on Ritalin, and my mom was like, nah, that ain't my kid. Like, I just sit there, right, all doped up. So, they put me in special ed, right? Special education. And I used to ride the Russell bus to school, and that was a taunting, that Kev's on the Russell bus, he's retarded, right? Because that's what that meant, right? When you rode on that yellow bus. But when you put me in the classroom of 12 kids and blinders, and I couldn't focus on anything but my work, I was 3 grades ahead of everything, right? Math, reading, right? It didn't matter. It didn't matter what it was. And the teacher used to have this game, and it was with flashcards. So every time you put it up, it's like, 8 plus 3, I would kill it. 11, 12, 13, 44, 88, 30. And the kids would get so mad when the game comes, they're like, oh man, we don't want to play that game because Kevin always wins. He don't let nobody get a number out. And I'm dead serious, right? But growing up at a young age, having the necessity to feed myself, buy myself my own shoes, I was raised in the project, so I was raised by, big mama this, auntie that, uncle this in the ghetto. And there was this one house, my friend Jojo, his dad and mom, it used to be the hangout house. It used to be the speakeasy house. So in there, you got all the OGs smoking, drinking, playing dominoes, listening to records. So what I would do is my Uncle Ronnie, he would get a kick out of like, hey, motherfucker, come on, I bet you can't beat my nephew in Tonk or dominoes. He'll count the numbers off these motherfuckers, right? Excuse my language. And I would sit there at an 8-year-old kid, man, and I would just beat the shit out of people. Tonk, dominoes, and dice. And I was a serious cold. So now you got this. It kind of reminds me, I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie, goddamn, Steve Martin, where he was raised with a black family. What? I always say that movie. I forgot the name of it. Oh, was it The Jerk? No, it's something like that. But basically, as a white dude, was raised with all blacks. And on my whole swag, from DJing Parliament, Funkadelic, Fatback, like that was my job. Either playing Tonk, dominoes, and dice to amuse the adults, and they would scratch their head like, man, I can't beat this little motherfucker. What the fuck?
How does
To
happen?
like, hey, Uncle Ronnie, can I go play music on? And I was the house DJ. And my game was so cold, and just knowing the music from what I learned from Uncle Ronnie and them, and just being that kid, it kind of reminds me of that movie with Eddie Murphy where the dude says, "Don't have that kid, that janky ass kid," and he made him lose the dice game,
Like,
right? That was me in the adult world, and my uncle just brought me in and shit like that. But math was my shit. Numbers, man, I love numbers, bro. People lie, numbers don't. And at a young age, that's where I learned, to be a good gambler, dice player, all of that. So that's where that came into play.
and
And
the
then
trend.
being evaluated with ADHD and putting me in a special ed class.
Now, sometimes and many times, without the proper resources, especially with the gift that you had, without the proper resources, we find ways to utilize that in our environments, and sometimes they're not the best. Was there those moments for you, and how did that transition you through, the directions of your life?
So what? Check this out. I'm gonna give you how I used to survive as a. Think about this as a young kid's mentality. Like, shit, man, I'm about to go home. My mom about to beat the shit out of me because she's drunk, and I need some food. I need shoes. I need clothes. I mean, when you hear those stories of, when Steve Harvey and them joke around on like, man, we wore the same shoes for 5 years, and you better hope you ain't got a foot that grew because you wearing the same shit, right? Think about the mindset of a young kid at 8 years old. I used to take bottles. Back in the day, bottles used to get like 25 cents, whatever, right? And I used to have to figure out. So I would get bottles. I would hustle up enough bottles to go to the market, and I would make sure that somebody saw me with bottles, right? I would make noise with the basket.
Okay.
Then I would put bottles in. I would go to the register and say, "Oh, I just brought in 4 cases of bottles." That was like, maybe $5. But I would save up and do that trick many times to many markets, and I would get $100 bill. My goal was to get $100 bill. So what I did is I wrote on a $100 bill after I got accumulated that many coins, and I wrote "Happy Birthday, Kevin." And I used to tell my partner in crime, which was my boy in the projects, I said, "Look, when you go, you give the lady the $100 bill, and you just talk to an occupier, right? So he bought a gum, or he bought something maybe for $5, and she gave him the change. So here I am, 3 people behind, and I walk up like, "Oh, how you doing? Yeah, today's my birthday. Blah blah blah. I'm buying this food. I'm gonna go celebrate." And the lady's like, "Oh, really? Happy birthday!" Blah blah blah. But she's not knowing that 2 people ahead gave her a $100 bill, and she put it under. They get the thing, put it under.
Yeah.
So when I gave her $10, I was talking to her, and she gave me back my change. I looked at her like, "Wait a minute, I gave you $100 because my grandmother gave it to me for my birthday. Remember, it's my birthday today." So when she looked at under the registry, put out the 100, and she says, "Happy birthday, Kevin." I said, "Yeah, my name's Kevin." She would give me $95 change, right? So imagine doing that 4 times in one day at different markets. That's
Yeah.
$400. Then what I would do with my boys is take the bus. And everybody loved Kevy Kev, because when you go with Kevy Kev, nigga, you eating good, you living good, and we
We
sneaking in
chilling.
the
We
movies.
chilling. We chilling.
Yeah. So what I did is, this was before they had the tags and the sensors. I would go, this 80, 85, no, 84, 83, 82, 81, right? And yeah, I know I look good. I'm 58. Just had a heart attack, and I'm still here, pushing a mean line. So
That's
I would
right.
go inside Levi's, the Gap, and I would go buy 5 pair of jeans. And I would do the same thing. "Oh, today's my birthday. I'm buying these jeans. I'm a celebration, my new school clothes, blah, blah, blah." So when I took the bag outside, I would give the jeans to my boys, and I would take the receipt in the bag, fold it up, and go right back in. And since they didn't have sensors, I would put the same jeans in the bag and go up to the counter 10 minutes later and say, "Oh, remember me? I just came back. My grandma doesn't like the colors I got. I got the same colors. She wants me to get different colors." And
You-
shit, they would trade the bag and say, okay, well, go pick your colors. And by the time I got done with that mall, I would have about 30 pair of jeans, and all of my homeboys got jeans. And I
you
did that same thing with shoes and all that.
you
So
had a
that was
whole
that,
system.
bro, man, killing it. Then we'd all go to the skating rink, Skate Junction. We used to go there, pop lock in the corners, and just have a ball. Every weekend was filled with something with Kevy Kev, because we going out to get money.
When
I think about that times, man, and just survival mode was necessity's a motherfucker. It'll
it
make
is
you,
now
man. I
when
mean, like a horse plant right now. My heart attack. I'm researching how to reverse plaque. How can I? You can't reverse the shit.
nope, not at all.
Diabetes. I got my toe chopped off. That was a freak accident. Didn't know I was diabetic. So all look at Kevy Kevs gets hindsight, insight through my hindsight. So I'm the motherfucker at the end of the road where you trying to walk down and I'm over here screaming, turn left, duck, go right, stop, take
Do
2 steps
this.
back. And you're like, what's this motherfucker yelling at? Because you about to get your head knocked off, bro.
I know. I'm on this side. I can see it. Right? You trying to put us on.
Man.
When when we're that young and we're achieving especially financial gain and it's coming in quickly, we start to push the limits. Like we start to get creative and like we're gonna do more, could you share the events if that ever happened?
So look, I got in the hustle game. Like anybody ask you, they're like, look, if Coach Kevin, if Kevy Kev calls you, pick up the phone because it's about opportunity, making some money or hitting a lick. Bottom line. So when I was young, as Crazy Legs from the movie Breaking, DJ Kevy Kev from 1580 K-Day and the Bouja Tribe and hip hop, legend, pioneer. I was in hip hop. I
Yeah.
was in the movie Breaking. Go around Michael Jackson, top Paula Abdul to dance, but I was poor, and the only reason why I got to do the things I do is, excuse my language, I'm a nigga inside. I was raised by all blacks and Samoans and Mexicans in the hood,
In
right?
the hood.
But back in our day, the N word wasn't prevalent, right? Like it is now.
Yeah.
But I was the only non-African American DJ to play a club called Paradise 24, which was the largest celebrity club in the world. Not in LA, but in the world. Don Cornelius, Snoop, Michael Jackson, you name it. All black celebrities went to that club. And I was so cold at DJing that I earned my spot because the dude Greg Lights was like DJ Glove from the movie Breaking was my mentor. Besides Tony G, Tony G was my first childhood friend. He's the godfather of my kid. But Tony G, Mixmaster Mike, DJ Mixmaster Spade, Julio G, and Glove, they were all my mentors, right? But I'm gonna get back to the money. But the hustle came into play. So when I got in the D game, I didn't get in it by saying, "Oh, I want to be Freeway Rick. I want to sell crack on the corners." Like, man, I just want turntables and some damn speakers to go and
Do what I
open up
do.
a recording studio. Yeah. So when I got in the D game, back in the '80s, that's how dope dealers laundered their money. Cause you could have one person or a million people walk through the front door, but you're getting cash.
Yeah.
So what they would do is they launder their money. And one day I took a trip to Tennessee, and they talk country out there. Hey man, you from LA? Like, yeah, what's happening? Man, can you get them things? I said, what things? Like them chickens and birds. I said, and my mom's Mexican. Half of my family is, from that side of the border. Sinaloa and all, the cartel. So I said, hold on. And I said, hey Theo, how much for a llave? That's a kilo of cocaine. Oh, for you, Chino, 12, 14,000. I said, damn, are you serious? He was giving up 50 grand for one key in Nashville. I was like, I didn't think like, oh, I'm gonna be the biggest dope deal. I was like, that's my turntables.
That's
Are
my
you fucking
that's my
kidding me?
speakers. I could get
That's
my
an
setup.
SSL board. Like, man, I can buy a studio with that shit. So one thing led to another. Here you go. I'm transporting kilos of cocaine because I'm the tour manager. I'm the head of everything. I'm supplying the money, paying for everything. One side of the tour bus or cars were filled with dope. The other was equipment and merchandise to sell, whatever. As soon as they get on stage, I'm backstage swapping out dope and money. Come back to LA, it's a big old party. I got 10 Samoans. We fucking up the red onion, peppers, shit with Big Boy. I mean, people like, and I'm balling out of control, pulling up in Mercedes Benz with $30,000 sound systems. That was back in the day, 20-inch rims. But let me tell you something, bro. When I got busted, I used to see motherfuckers come in there and just broke, busting, disgusted with money. One dude said, man, fuck that shit. I spent $80,000 on a lowrider, chromed it all out, beat it out, rims, and he came to prison like, and my fucking wife only got 10K for that 80,000. Man, the glorification and the stupidity and the greed, that money makes you more dumb. You ain't gotta be a smart motherfucker to be a dope dealer. Look at Freeway Rick. That's my homeboy. You was making $3 million a fucking day. And he ain't got shit to
Ain't
show
got
for it.
nothing for it.
He just closed down his dispensary, and that brother is smart and a grinder, but the economic, like for you to just be like, here's a kilo of cocaine, here's $3 million, what the fuck you gonna do? You gonna splurge it. You gonna act stupid. You gonna go pop bottles that cost $30, $800. That's stupidity.
Yeah. Yeah. That's real.
Now, fast forward, my testimony is when I went to federal prison, I surrounded myself with the smartest white Jew motherfuckers on the yard. And I made relationships and I did some pretty incredible shit that they admired. And they took me under the wing and they taught me real estate, nonprofit, and business. I walked out of federal prison and bought $3.2 million of real estate with no money down. Just what I fucking learned and had up here and presented myself. And of
No
course,
money
I look
down.
Asian, right? I wasn't, a brother like you with the skin color. Automatically, they don't want let the brothers in. But I had this. Even my boy, no joy, like bro, you a nigga side. You look Asian. That's why you can get a lot of doors, right? So that helped me out a lot. But money will make you more dumber, and getting it, illegally or smart. It's like these trust fund babies.
Yeah.
Like, damn, your daddy's the Hilton, and you out here snorting coke and doing pornos.
And
Like,
and
what the
bugging
fuck's
out.
wrong with you?
Yep.
So, money don't make you smart.
It really don't. It really don't. When you first went in, what was that one? Can you recount that one moment that it really hit you? Like, I gotta change. Like, I gotta switch speeds because this ain't leading me nowhere productive.
Well, one of the main factors was when you get in the holding cell, the county jail. Listen to me. This one they was doing racial profiling. Anything, I think it was the Highway 95. I'm not sure, but anything going down that highway and you had California license plates and you was black or you look ghetto, nigga, you was getting pulled over. And then you had dope in the car, and you're interstate trafficking. Oh, you got double digits. Watching people come in daily 10 times and the dumbfound look on their things like, damn, them niggas just pulled me over out of nowhere. No, it ain't nowhere, motherfucker. You look like a gang member, and you in a motherfucking Caprice or whatever, the Regal, and you're driving down the highway and you think you fooling somebody and they just sitting there with binoculars. Up, California license plates, pull them over.
There we
Oh,
go.
looks like a gang member, pull them over. And the sickness of you watching these brothers coming in, black, white, brown, or whatever. You know what I mean? But the majority was gang members from LA. When the first thing they did when they opened that Sally port was the motherfuckers running to the phone to try to get bail or some kind of relief or anything. And the stories over, no matter where you're from, South Central, Compton, Watts, Long Beach, it don't matter. The same fucking story. Like, damn, I can't believe they got me like this, man. Man, my attorney's talking about $1 million. Ain't none of them motherfuckers was counting the cost on what it costs to be a fucking criminal. Like Wallow says, it's too expensive to be a criminal,
Criminal.
man. Get out the fucking game, youngin'. You too stupid. And then ain't nobody talking about the enhancements. Woo, oh yeah, you getting 5 years for your crime, but you getting 100 years for the bullet in the gun. And that's for every bullet. Oh, and you a gang member?
Take
Man,
this
that's
with that.
20 years. Oh, you interstate trafficking. That's a Fed charge. And in the Feds, you do 85% of your time. Man, you ain't never going home, youngin'. And you just sitting there stuck like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Just
What?
story after story after story after story, man.
I understand that. Trust and believe. So once you got out, you mentioned you was able to do stuff with the knowledge without, a financial backing or anything of that nature. Could you talk about that chance, like getting into the business and making that transition from the life that you once knew and now with the information and the opportunity to the life that you know now?
So look, being in prison and trying to understand what the fuck am I gonna do when I get out, right? Necessity is a motherfucker. So I used to be on the yard, and back then, you know, federal prison was for the white boys. They got bocce ball, tennis pools. Man,
Ping
you
pong.
can get up and go walk to a smorgasbord and a soda machine and get refills without having the guard be like, "Hey, motherfucker, sit your ass down." I'm talking about, we had a Jewish rabbi that had his own kosher kitchen and his own holy water bust in. And the warden says, let me make this one thing clear. If any of you fuck with this Jewish rabbi, boy, we're about to give you a whole different spiel. We're going to put you on plane therapy, not bus, because from California, they send you from California State Prison to California State
Yeah.
Prison. In the feds,
They
they
ship you
put you on a
across
plane,
country.
send you to DC, Atlanta, or New York, where LA motherfuckers is hated. Anybody doing time in the federal penitentiary that's from from LA going to New York, Atlanta, or DC, oh, you catching the blues.
Oh
So
yeah.
we used to get letters written back like, hey, y'all better stop fucking with them white boys because they putting kites to the warden saying, hey, this guy from so-and-so gang's fucking me and extorting me. And boy, did they get a heavy lesson, right? So at the time, I was going up to the law library, right? The gang members, the state dudes, they came into a federal penitentiary and disrupted. So they're like, man, fuck y'all. Weight power belongs to us gang members. So now all the white boys who used to go get in shape, they said, fuck it, we're just going to do racquetball, bocce ball, or walk the track. But ain't none of us going to that motherfucking weight pile. So all the homies will be like, oh, Kev, you a sellout, cuz. What's happening? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh, we lost. Wait. I hope his phone ain't die. If you tuning in right now, we were just talking with Coach Kevin Kim. I think his phone possibly went out. We gonna see if there's any technical difficulties and work that out. He was going into a deep story right there. If you're listening on the app or you listening on Bushwick Radio, we were sitting down with the brother Coach Kevin Kim, he was sentenced to life in prison, got out and changed his life with a story of redemption. Now he runs many different programs, help people with shelter, business. They call him the serial businessman. It's kind of real to be that. But we're gonna see if something going on. What I'm gonna do in between time is I'm gonna give y'all a visual, and we're gonna see if we can get the brother back on the set. We're gonna check that out real quick. Let me see. He's still on. I might have to send him out. But in the meantime, let's check out this song right here. This is one of my favorites. It's by yours truly. This is called Weight of the World. We'll be back with the set, and we're gonna see if we can get the brother back on. We'll be right back.
I know I'm getting older, the world getting colder. I gotta keep going, I gotta keep going.
I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I gotta keep focused. I gotta keep focused.
I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I'm never letting go, but I gotta keep going. No matter what they throwing, I'm in it every moment. Throw it back, get it back. I stay in every motion. Bust the commotion. Oh my Lord, what's my devotion? All I know, gotta keep pushing through the storm. If I cross, stay strong, stand tall, hands full. That's the way I carry on. Cause the weight of the world's on my shoulders. I gotta keep focused, no matter what they told us. I know I'm getting older, the world getting colder. Gotta keep going, only thing I'm knowing. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I gotta keep focused, no matter what they told us. I know I'm getting older, the world getting colder. Gotta keep going, the only thing I'm knowing. This the soul of the unheard, unseen, no words. The struggles of the often awkward, adverse. The parts that we auction, the courses get worse. False in the losses, the courses get cursed. But we keep on finding a way. Make do round in the day. Stay true, 10 toes down on the move. Cause the weight of the world's on my shoulders. I gotta keep focused, no matter what they told us. I know I'm getting older, the world getting colder. Gotta keep going, the only thing I'm knowing. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I gotta keep focused, no matter what they told us. I know I'm getting older, the world getting colder. Gotta keep going, the only thing I'm knowing.
I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders.
No matter how rough, I'm never breaking down, cause I'm always staying up. Knowing how it sound, I'ma show you how it's done. Pain is for the chosen, I'm accepting how I come. Never will I fold, never shake, never run. I'm built for the cold, the blows, the nose. Every aim hold and the bullets that roam. Standing on my own, head high in my zone, and the whole world knows. Cause the weight of the world on my shoulders.
All right. We got we back in the set. We back in the set. We back in the set.
So let me tell you what that is, brother. That's called the devil trying to cause confusion because he don't want the story to get out because people gonna get lives changed with this information.
There you go, and it's a good recant to say how, you know, the roadblocks, and when you're on your path, things will come and appear to stop you, but you just got to maneuver around that.
You gotta adjust and adapt, because if you don't, you're gonna die on the sideline.
That's right.
Where'd I leave off at?
So we were just discussing, you know, the transition of the information of you when you know, on the process of getting out and leaving that past behind, but taking the information to enhance it to something, you know, positive in life.
Where did I leave off at though, so I can continue?
You was telling us how, you know, they were saying no the weight pile, and they was calling you, you a sellout, man. You a sellout.
Let me tell the people this, right? Because it's a lot. Like, even I got my boy who's with me, who's trying to find the answers to life. You are consistently what you do. If you hang around 10 dummies, you'll be the 11th one. If you hang around 10 smart or rich people and you're not rich and smart, something's going to rub off. And that's what happened to me. So check this out. I'm in the federal penitentiary. I ease the tension of the state and federal inmates. How do I do that? Well, Senator so-and-so, I was there with two senators, wanted to work out and get buff so he can look good for his wife and his girlfriend. So Boo Boo the Fool from Watts was a black brother with 22-inch arms just on the hang. So what Boo Boo the Fool did was took Senator so-and-so to the weight pile and got him in shape. And what Senator did was take Boo Boo the Fool and took him upstairs to the law library and taught him how to read and write past the second grade. And there's these three guys on the yard called the three wise men, I called them. They just watched my whole get down. They're like, hey, do you know if you would do that in the corporate world, how successful you'd be? Do you know what you just did? I said, nah. But every day I would go to the law library, and I was there doing Toastmasters, accounting, real estate, law. Oh, man, I was sucking up so much game and beating the shit out of that IBM typewriter because they didn't have computers. I was going for mines, right? So the three guys were Christians, and they say, look, what do you want to do when you get out? I said, look, man, I'm just a ghetto kid. What I want to do is give opportunity to young men in the ghetto like me with no father, alcoholic mother, no guidance but the local hustler or the big unk this or big unk that. And I want to be able to show kids how they can become successful without having to, you know, go wrong and do bad shit. And they're like, oh, you want a nonprofit? I was like, hell no, I want to make money. I want to be profit. And they did exactly what you just did. They laughed. And they says, okay, cool. So what they did is they did the Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. And all I was doing is typing. But I was typing contracts, real estate deals, nonprofit shit, articles, bylaws. And as I'm circling the game, I'm like, damn, that sounds easy. I started doing research and say, hey, go study this law, go study this, go study that. And what did I do? I separated myself from hanging out on the yard, talking about frivolous bullshit, looking at magazines about bitches we didn't even know who we were gonna fuck, and when I get out, I'm gonna do this and
Yeah.
all the bullshit, wasting fucking time. And I was up at the law library, and that's what motherfuckers used to talk shit. Oh, nigga, you up there with white boys in the book. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting my knowledge from me, because when I walk out of here, this prison, it's only gonna be me and what I got up here to dictate my fucking lifestyle. And I ain't gonna come back as another gang member or fucking drug dealer with the same stupid sentence double. So
Yes.
y'all make your choice for you. I'm doing it for the best of me. And if y'all got a problem with that, then we can go handle it upstairs, right? So at the end of the day, when I walked out of federal prison, I walked out with my fucking articles of incorporation and my exemption letters with my own nonprofit. And if you don't know how hard it is to get an exemption letter for a nonprofit, go try to do it back in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
impossible, right? And I did it while I was on the yard. So now imagine this. I walk out of prison. Everybody left me for dead. Wife, kids, everybody except my mom. So what do? I get out, broke, busted, and disgusted, and I beg my mother-in-law. I says, Laura, please, can you help me get a computer, because I got to type up some grants and some shit that I learned. And mind you, back in my days in the 80s, a 486 computer, 486, which would be laughed at today, was about $3,000. My mother-in-law wasn't
It's
rich,
like what?
but she saw the determination. But she knew my mother-in-law was the reason why I found God in prison, or I changed my life. Because every time I would send my wife home, beat up, abused, whatever, the dad wanted to kill me, but my mother-in-law would be like, Kevin, you have a great calling on your life. I don't know what a calling was. God can use you to be a great leader. You can do many things. And I didn't understand the unconditional love. Like, wait a minute. I just sent your daughter back home beat up and crying and all this other shit, and you want to tell me how great a man I am and what I could be as a leader, and God loves me. That was my first taste of unconditional love. My real mom, after 5 o'clock, and she came back from the bar, is like, oh, I wish I never had you, and beat the fuck out of me, because I was the youngest and the only one in the house. And then in the morning, she'd wake up, hey, good morning, Meal, would you want some eggs? I was like, what the fuck was that?
Mm.
You just beat the shit out of me. Called me every nasty name in the book. So, going through that transformation and finding God, I'll give you one quick story. I'm not soft, I'm not weak. I'm sitting there on my bed. My attorney says I'm facing life. My homeboys took everything. The feds came and raided my house, took everything. My wife and my kids left me, and I was fucked in prison facing life.
Mm.
So, not feeling sorry for myself, I said, I'm fuck this. I ain't gonna stay in there for 40 years and just be in prison with all these motherfuckers. Commit suicide. Cool. So if you know the county jail, none of the phones is ever open. Never. I'm walking with my towel, razor blade and towel, and I'll say, fuck, I'm gonna go to the shower, kill myself. But when I walk past the phones, all the phones were open. Who is that? That's God. What do? I call my mother-in-law. Hey, Mom, man, just, doing the pity pat party. Tell my kids I'm sorry. Tell them I love them. Tell my wife I apologize to you. Blah, 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 blah. She said, oh, do you want to be free? And I looked at the phone. I was like, man, she about to bail me out. Like, hell yeah, I want to be free. What do I got to do? She goes, just say this prayer with me, and you'll be set free. And when I said in Jesus' name, bro, it felt like a bucket of water just fell on me. All my transgression, all my sin, everything. I was so lightheaded, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Walked back down to my cell, opened up the Bible, and the words just become like living words, bro. Like I could really comprehend and understand what the Bible was saying to me. Went to bed, slept the best I ever did in my whole fucking life. Woke up, wasn't stressing. I was like, hey, whatever God got for me, I'm gonna ride this. I'll ride this all the way out. And as many people as I can help and set free, I'm with all of that. Change my life. Give it up to God. Then I went on my journey and met the people I did. Walked out of federal prison 6 months later on high control supervised release and bought $3.2 million of real estate with no money down from HUD through my nonprofit. Landed one of the biggest probation school contracts, and ever since then I never looked back. But money didn't make me smarter. The contracts, they made me a little bit, let me know like, you ain't at the point where you're supposed to be. Because what did I do? I was making hundreds and millions of dollars doing the same dumb shit. I went from dope money to legitimate money. But what I do? Go buy a fat ass 560 with 20-inch rims. Let motherfucker know, yeah, I'm doing it. And man, till today, 35 years later, I'm barely getting responsibility of what money, not even money, what the fuck you can do with up here with
Your
the
mind.
computer and your mind and create shit. My boy Aquila Sherrells from Watch, Grape Street. What's up, Aquila? That brother got 61 million. He was with the president. Ghetto baby, gang infested. He was the one who started Watts with the program with the chef Chow or Cho or Choi, and started giving gang members. And he was in the White House till Trump got in and kicked him out. And then a group of billionaires gave that brother $61 million to continue his quest to go into communities with gang leaders or ex-leaders or ex-gang members that are leaders now, advocates, and changing the neighborhood. And he didn't, man, that boy didn't go to college. He went to Hard Knocks.
Hard knocks.
But I
Yep.
can give you plenty of stories of motherfuckers that changed their mindset. That's where it all starts. Your mindset will dictate your life set.
No,
And if
true
you want
indeed.
some dumb shit, you're going to get some dumb shit. If you want some positive and forward progress, you are consistently what you do in life.
Nice. Yeah. No, you real. Your mind guides everything. Your mind guides everything. It's
Man,
the central system of what's gonna happen, and it's very important. Let's talk a little bit about the nonprofit and what's the mission and what it's about. Because you might be speaking the words of someone right now that's in search or in need or even curious.
look, man, my nonprofit is called Mad Mac, MADMAC. And the way I came up with that name is the white boys challenged me, okay, now you need a name for your nonprofit. I was like, just give me one. They're like, that's your legacy, man. You come up with it. What does it mean to you? For 2 weeks, I was pounding my head. I had articles, bylaws, missions, financials. I spit that shit out. I couldn't think of a name. So I'm in the shower one day. I was like, man, what am I going to name my nonprofit? I said, every kid wants to be a Mac. What kind of Mac? Mad Mac. Making a difference, making a change. Opened my eyes, ran out of the shower with shampoo in my hair, went to my typewriter, typed that shit out. I said, man, I got a name. They're like, what is it? Mad Mac. They're like, what the fuck is a Mad? They thought I was saying Mad Max from the movie. I said, no, Mad Mac, MADMAC. I said, every kid wants to be a Mac, but they're going to be making a difference, making a change. And when I said that, they're like, oh, that's fucking smart. I've always been a marketing genius. I was trained by Al Heyman and looking up to like people like Steve Stout. But Al Heyman was the largest black concert promoter, but he's the biggest boxing promoter now. But back when what's his name? The Black Godfather, Clarence Avant.
Clarence, yeah, Avon.
You'll see him in the documentary how big Al Heyman was, and the way I got to Al Heyman and being around that circle was by Big West. Big West from BGF, rest in peace, was one of Al Heyman's right hand men, and they used to give me. I was the one involved with the Triple Threat tour with BBD, Bell Biv DeVoe.
Hmm.
I pioneered a lot of shit, and that's how I learned. Cause my mind was always marketing, cause I was on tours, merchandise, how to figure out shit. But I've always been a marketing guru, always.
Nice, nice. So you've been around some legends and
Ice-T,
some
Queen
historic
Latifah.
moments.
Come on, man.
Could you
Historic.
could you talk about some of those moments that are historic that a lot of people might not know that you probably were instrumental in being a part of?
So, back in, the Booyah days, the K-Day days, the 80s era, I was around Easy E, Mixmaster Spade, Queen Latifah. I used to pick her up from the airport. Naughty by Nature was in our van the first time when they had Hey Ho, that
Oh,
song, and they put it in
yeah.
the cassette. Oh man, look, we just finished this song with Queen in the studio and Tretch, and man, they put it on. We're like, okay, that's kind of cool, and it blew up, right? So, um, one of the biggest things that I was involved in, Tony and Julio G were signed. I was in the Fed still to Easy E on what's called West Side Radio. Then, oh no, West Side Radio, Ruthless Radio. That
Yeah.
was Easy E's show. When Easy passed from AIDS, rest in peace, they gave us the show, and it was me and Julio who took it on because Tony was like, no, I'm gonna do my thing. We gave the Baker Boys their job, right? Baker Boys were some young kids out of Bakersfield that were DJs that used to listen to Tony, Julio, and K-Day Mixmasters on the radio, and they just mimicked what they learned, and they became cool. They're really big in the radio industry. The Bouja Tribe, endless stories with the Bouja Tribe. Pioneers, the biggest one on Arsenio Hall, all of that. Ice-T, but one of the biggest incidents or history thing was, I taught Paula Abdul how to street dance. Paula Abdul, the singer. But when Biggie got shot, I was handling Faith Evans, and you know, at, we was the one with her all night. Went to the museum. Almost got into some beef with Lil Kim and who Biggie was with and all that. But after the museum, the shots popped off, but we didn't know what was going on. So as we're driving up to Sunset Hills, rest in peace. What's the name? Uh, God dang it, Heavy D,
Okay.
Queen Latifah, and then came up. Kev, man, you didn't hear what happened? I said, no, what happened? They go, Biggie got shot. Like, oh, that was the shooting. They're like, man, you got to take Faith because we was handling, managing Faith. I was. She goes, you gotta take Faith to the senior Sinai. That's where they got Biggie at. So I went there, full security, took Faith, and then Puffy, right? Sean
Mm-hmm.
Combs and the Nation of Islam. They're like, yo, Kev, man, this is some deep shit. This is LA and New York gang shit. We need you to protect Miss Wallace, which is Biggie's mom,
Yeah.
and Faith, and make sure they get home safe and they go identify the body in the morgue. Man, it one of the coldest memories
Wow.
was watching Miss Wallace break down and identify her son's body. And we were there. We had them up at the Hilton and Universal, top floor. I had my LAPD dudes and all my Samoans bodyguarding, escorting,
Wow.
and my boy from the Nation of Islam, shout out to Minister Tony Muhammad, was like, man, you got to make sure this family gets the casket on the thing and gets back safe. And Miss Wall gave my boy Big John one of Biggie's jackets, and I think a hat or a cane. And then then all the death threats on West Side Radio, like, hey man, you better, what I'm saying, ease up and fuck them and whoop de whoop, and that's what they get. And this and like, man, you ain't dictating shit, homie. So we did our job, got Miss Wallace and Faith to the airport, the body on the airplane, and then from there I was just a kid, just living life, man, just doing what I do, right? So that was one of the historical things. I was in the Vibe magazine, quoted. I was in the news and asking me questions, and I was like, hey, I don't know, some motherfucker got shot, and I'm just here with Faith, making sure she comes
She's
and
good.
pays her visit. Yeah. So
We
at that time, I didn't know what was going on, but I know it now, history wise.
We got a question from online. Shout out to Russia, my man Ivan. Shout out to Ivan. He always showing love, and he got a question. His question is: with everything that you experienced, do you think in this day and age, an individual coming out of prison like you did can do the same exact thing and get the same results?
Listen to me. Definitely yes. There are motherfuckers that did more time than me. Lifers in the SHU program. If you know what the SHU program, that means you're a high profile fucking straight menace to society. You with the business, you doing stupid shit. I got dudes right now that came home, started their own nonprofit, and they got $1 million contracts with the state of California and CDC and own community centers that are doing their motherfucking thing, and I'm proud of them. Shout out to all the people who came out of that were lifers. They got found suitable. They weren't even supposed to come home. Now they're working for governors, senators, state officials, collaborating, just like my boy Big U got a contract. He did or didn't do the right thing, and he's caught up in that mess. But there's brothers out that went and had life and are home doing the right thing and working with neighborhoods and gang members and providing jobs and resources. And I'm so proud of them, and it's so inspiring to fucking see that it's incredible.
You know, I want to share something with you. The show is called SHU Radio, and it's based off the SHU program.
On the SHU. Yes,
It's based on it from the times I sat on the SHU and I'm on the gate and we building and we just sharing and talking and really getting to the truth of it all. And this is what I based the show around. So you mentioning that this is kind of like a full circle moment for myself and many others who are listening. I have a question for you. You know, this is...
Hold on. Ivan, you looking at my boy who just gave you a testimony that it is possible, because my brother was facing life or doing life. And now he's out here doing his damn thing. He said he came home late and he broke into the music industry. And my salute to you, young king.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, we base this on a conversational base, but there's one question that I guarantee ask everybody. And that question is, if you could look at the young Kev Kim and tell yourself anything, what would that be and why?
You know, when you sit in a hospital bed or a prison cell, I wasn't wishing that I'm in a strip club, I'm pimping a bunch of bitches, I'm about to party. The first thing you think about, man, is your life, your kids, and the shit you're about to fucking lose. And if I was to just reach out, anybody sitting on their deathbed or anybody sitting in prison facing life, believe me, man, the first thing you ain't yelling out is, I miss the streets. Man, I wish I could do anything just to hold my daughter, my newborn, hug my mom, eat a fucking cooked meal. The shit I risked everything for. My life, I'm a writer. I was with the business. I lost everything I love, bro. Everything that meant everything to me. But at the point in time when you in the streets, moving and grooving, you take that shit for granted.
Yeah.
I just had a fucking heart attack, and they told me I just went in there for shortness of breath. Talking about you gotta have a quadruple bypass surgery. What the fuck is that? You need a new heart. You think I'm sitting in the bed in the hospital by myself thinking like, damn, I wish I was turning up right now. Man, you're just thinking about the precious, what life really is. And thinking how you can fucking change your situation. But the devil puts blinders in front of people, man. And it's called pride. It's called all this shit. And when it really matters and you sitting on your deathbed, all that shit goes out the fucking window. Fuck where you from. Fuck how much money you got. You just trying to grasp for air.
Air.
What, I'm going to be in prison for 60 years? What the fuck? Eating this bullshit food, having motherfuckers tell me what to do, watching homeboys kill each other because whatever bullshit, the same motherfuckers you was on the streets trying to kill, now you gotta collaborate and team up because it's us against them. Like, what part of the game is that? It's called the lie from the devil.
Mm,
And ain't nothing more precious than your salvation and your fucking breath of life.
that's right.
Period. So if I were to tell myself, I would tell myself, wake the fuck up and get on your fucking knees and pray. Because life ain't a fucking game. And all of the cars, you ain't never seen a fucking hearse and a U-Haul follow it with all everybody's materials.
That's right.
When you dead, you fucking dead. And you can't go back and live regret. So all of the shit you take for granted, your grandma, your mom, your kids, the piece of shit father you ain't because you're so caught up in the fucking world, and they're over there trying to figure out life when that's your responsibility. Either humble yourself now, or you will get humbled one way or the other. Guaranteed.
Yep.
Guaranteed. You will get humbled quick, in a hurry. You know, I tell people, I'm more worried about a 14-year-old gang member than I am a 30-year-old OG that can beat the fuck out of me or shoot me because that young kid he thinks he ain't got nothing to lose. And he'll be the first one to pop a cap in your motherfucking head and take you off this earth to prove something to motherfuckers who don't even care about him.
Yep. Oh. Yep. What he said. The devil always trying to stop, man. He was giving a powerful testimony. I most definitely want to give him his honor when he come back in. Hopefully we could get that iron out, but it's always something. He did log off. Hopefully he come back on. It's very powerful, man, to hear the conversation and how it hits, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things that he's mentioning, I have experienced myself. For those who know, myself as well has been incarcerated on a life sentence. But the brother's back. Let's bring it back. I was just saying the devil ain't stopping it. We gonna get those words out. We gonna get those words out to the people.
Yeah, and for all you tough guys that say, look at that grown-ass man cry like a pussy. All that is tears of pain.
That's right.
That possibly I can help you fucking avoid because you on this fast track to destruction on the road of the street life. Man, fuck the streets. The streets ain't got no love for you, homie. And if you out there living the life and you don't know and see what's coming, a big train wreck, you better wake the fuck up. Excuse my language.
No, say it how you need
to.
Serious.
It's that serious. Do you want to know how many killers there is behind bars? How many big dope boys that wish they can give it all up for the simple fact of freedom? And how many motherfuckers are in the grave that can be like, damn, I wish I can go back. There ain't no going back. And guess what? Ain't nobody coming to save your motherfucking ass. Nobody except yourself, because you got to change your mindset and get out of that stinking thinking and get on the right path. Whatever that right path is for you, Buddha, God, Allah, I don't know. But the shit that you might be on in the streets and you think it's a game, trust me, man, them years are so precious, but you are so blind that you don't even understand what I'm talking about. Because you think like, oh, man, fuck that. I'm making dope money. I'm
doing this.
Yeah, I'm doing this. Man, you going to get humbled so fast. People like, what happened? Oh, your homeboy told on you. The dude that's closest to you is the one that's going to take you down. All that, oh, homie, I got you till the wheels fall off. It's all a fucking lie from the devil.
Yeah, that wood
falling off fast.
That wood falling off really fast. Yeah, really most definitely. My brother, you know, we know we in the era of everybody getting their flowers. Here on MG Presents SHU Radio, we don't give our flower, we give our honor, because honor do last forever, but flowers die. And I want to take this time to give you your honor from an individual who's experienced what he's experienced, even pre incarceration and the struggles of life, and having the universe and the atmospheres around you set different tones, and going through the pits of fire, finding that redemption, getting your closeness with God and his higher being, and coming out and administrating. See, there's a big difference between a lot of people who have the insight in the field, but it takes a powerful man to administrate the information and the love and the passion, and still keep the core of who he is, but still have the purity to share the change that's needed with others. And with that being said, my brother, I just want to give you your round of your applause and your honor. It's very powerful to have an individual like yourself share that and still have the passion. It's so easy to get blinded by the success and be like, yeah, I did that, but now I'm doing this. You still grabbing and reaching back for the community, for the people, those in need, and sharing. And your voice is as loud as possible. I got a friend who just texted me. He's listening on the app. He said he follows you. His name is Jay. And he said to hear you speak those words of power is the meaningful thing of his day. So you're touching people beyond the knowledge of yourself. And it rains loud. And today was a testimony of that, man. So I just want to give you that honor and salute.
Appreciate that, soldier.
To you. Word up. And
Yes, King.
The chat right now, they're saying like, wow, this is a powerful story. Ms. Jackson said, calm down. That heart needs you. Ms. J said, calm down, your heart needs you. But again, thank you. If somebody wants to reach out to you, or they're curious, or they want to support the nonprofit and do work, what's the best way for people to get to you and speak with you?
Instagram at Coach Kevin K. And one thing that I'm cold about, if you have a business idea, everybody's out there, how do I make more money? How do I do this? My insight through my hindsight of what I've been through, that's where I shine at. So anybody out there looking for some guidance, some mentorship, whatever, at Coach Kevin K on Instagram, DM me. My nonprofit is MADMAC, MADMAC Foundation.org. But man, my love to you, King. And I appreciate this interview, and just letting me share my passion to help maybe change one life. That's it. One life, man.
One life.
Of a kid. Yeah.
It's inspirational. I know for a fact, and I'm saying it on the air, I will be reaching out to you.
Amen.
I will be reaching out to you. I have my nonprofit as well, and we try to use alternative approaches to decision making, and I never know what we we can create or add to each other. So I most definitely want to extend that conversation. But
my door's always open to you, King.
I appreciate that. Before we let you go, I want to leave the floor with you. If there's anything you want to say, anything you want to share, anything on your mind and heart, the floor is yours right now.
Just a word to the people out there. If you lost and you on a road of self-destruction, man, reach out, and let me just give you some insight through my hindsight. Maybe I can help you, not get your head chopped off. If you're in the mid of your life or older, and you need some guidance and some real shit, I don't do the hype. I do facts. I can tell you physically how I came out of federal prison and bought $3.2 million of real estate with no money down. All from what I know up here. I help many people and businesses scale and reach to a plateau where they're doing good. But man, mentorship is in, depending who you mess with and what they're selling. I eat my own food. So anything I'm telling you, I do physically every day. Every day. I got my boy in the back seat listening to me. He's stuck. Young man. I told him, hey, just jump in the car, and you're serious about changing your life. Whatever I can give to you, you got to hang out with me and get the knowledge and feel it. Mm-hmm. Not no inspiration. So whatever that is, people out there that got questions, you might got a nephew, a kid, whatever, that's off the tracks, off the rails, a girl, whatever, and you want to have some insight on some knowledge that'll help you possibly get them on track. Because remember, only God and that person can make the change, but you can water and plant the seed.
That's right. That's words of wisdom right there. The chat said this is most definitely a needed testimony today. again, my brother, I want to thank you for your time, your energy, your
Yes,
words
sir.
of wisdom, and the power that comes behind that is most definitely, as they say, it's most definitely received today. So thank you so much.
Amen.
And I want to wish you a blessed evening, and may that continue in each step you have moving forward.
Same as you and your ministry and what you do on the air podcast. Man, my mind is blank. Shout out to your right hand, your partner.
Yeah. Shout out to Miss J. Shout out to
Yeah,
MJMG.
Miss J.
Most
And if
definite.
you're looking for a serious A&R, reach out to her because she's a hustler.
She sure is. She sure is.
Yeah.
Shout out to
And
Miss
my
J.
blessings to you, brother. We're gonna be shouting out. We're gonna be talking outside of this. But anything I can help you do, open the door, share some knowledge on whatever it is. I'm here for you, King.
I respect that, and I'm most definitely I'm humbly gonna most definitely take you up on that again. So thank you again, my brother,
Yes, sir.
and you have a good night.
Everybody have a blessed day out there. You too.
All right. Shout out to everybody that's on right.
Peace and blessings.
Peace. Shout out to everybody that's on right now. That was he came in heavy, but it was most definitely needed. Now y'all know I gotta give the final word. I don't even think I could hit the final word the way I need it, but I'm going to anyway. If you didn't get anything from today, take this. Your highs, your lows, or the middle don't define you. The man spoke about pushing all types of whips, being around celebrities, and sometimes we get stuck in that concept of a high when our mind is in the low. Then he spoke about coming out, and he was like, he was in a low, he didn't have nothing, and then he was in positions to make money. There has to be that correlative balance between you and the successes around you. Don't get lost in the presentation of it or the rewards of it when you're not at peace. Whether it's religion, whether it's God, whether it's people, whether it's community, whatever it is, find that thing that keeps you grounded. Because when you're not grounded, you float. And when you float, the wind can take you and drift you in locations and areas that you might not want to travel to. And in the price of your profits, in the price of your rewards, don't forget you got to cash that check. And what I mean by that is it has to be you to make that decision. Whether right or wrong, you have to act on it. And wherever your mind is on, whatever your mind feeds, that will travel forward. He said something that was real deep. And as deep it is as simple as it is. He mentioned how if you hang around a certain type of individual, you'll be the next one in line. But if your mind is that individual already, your body will follow. So the first individual you have to make sure is on your side is your mind, because your heart is already in alignment. And if it's following the mind, it's like leading you in the wrong direction, you're already setting yourself up for failure. So continue to grow, continue to be you, and continue to do your thing. But make sure you find that balance. I want to give a round of applause to everybody that was on. Shout out to everybody on the MJMG Presents app. Shout out to everybody on Bushwick Radio, Never Say Never Radio, 360 Live, Apple TV, Google TV, all the TV. And of course, shout out to the live audience on Instagram. Much love. I don't got no more wave hand. I don't know if they removed it for everybody, but I don't got any more wave hands, so I can't shout everybody out. But shout out to Golden562, Tim Dog, I see you, Ever So Beautiful, Even Muse, and shout out to the Top Cat Talent Show. Much love to y'all, man. It was a dope show. Y'all have a good night. We're gonna close it out right now with Weight of the World. Hope y'all like it. It's one of my favorite joints. And y'all have a good night. Keep safe. I got the weight of the world.
I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I gotta keep focused. I gotta keep focused.
I know I'm getting older, the world getting colder. I gotta keep going, I gotta keep going.
I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I gotta keep focused. I gotta keep focused.
I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I'm never letting go, but I gotta keep going. No matter what they throwing, I'm in it every moment. Throw it back, get it back. I stay in every motion. Bust the commotion. Oh my Lord, what's my devotion? All I know, gotta keep pushing through the storm. If I cross, stay strong, stand tall, hands cold. That's the way I carry on. Cause the weight of the world's on my shoulders. I gotta keep focused, no matter what they told us. I know I'm getting older, the world getting colder. keep going. Only thing I'm knowing, I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I gotta keep focused, no matter what they told us. I know I'm getting older, the world getting colder. Gotta keep going, the only thing I'm knowing. This the soul of the unheard, unseen, no words. The struggles of the often awkward, adverse. The parts that we auction, the courses get worse. False in the losses, the courses get cursed. But we keep on finding a way. Make do round in the day. Stay true, 10 toes down. On the move, to the move. Cause the weight of the world's on my shoulders. I gotta keep focused, no matter what they told us. I know I'm getting older, the world getting colder. Gotta keep going, only thing I'm knowing. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I gotta keep focused, no matter what they told us. I know I'm getting older, the world getting colder. Gotta keep going, the only thing I'm knowing.
I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders.
No matter how rough, I'm never breaking down, cause I'm always staying up. Knowing how it sound, I'ma show you how it's done. Pain is for the chosen, I'm accepting how I come. Never will I fold, never shake, never run. I'm built for the cold, the blows, the nose. Every aim hold and the bullets that roam. Standing on my own, head high in my zone, and the whole world knows. Cause the weight of the world's on my shoulders. I gotta keep focused, no matter what they told us. I know I'm getting older, the world getting colder. Gotta keep going, only thing I'm knowing. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I gotta keep focused, no matter what they told us. I know I'm getting older, the world getting colder. Gotta keep going, the only thing I'm knowing.
I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders.